Hello. So this is video 2 about self-actualizing. In my case, it's writing this book, which I have all the ideas for, but I don't have the time or energy to write it. So I'm going to try and look at writing it chapter by chapter and getting the support for the ideas through some experts in this area. So I've got my document here, which is sort of rough notes from over the years. What I've done then is try to find a mega prompt for the book, which I haven't used totally, but it's telling me what the start of my mega prompt. So it's the start of my prompt, and then I've gone to chapter by chapter. So I've sort of taken ideas from the mega prompt, and I've taken some ideas from this chapter by chapter. Again, I've asked AI that, and it's given me this. And then I've come up with a prompt down here somewhere. And I've started to fill in the notes. So I'm trying to give the AI lots of context. So here's my prompt. It's quite long. So again, I've got the roles. You. I haven't gone massively on the roles because I'm not pointing into many specialized areas. I'm just saying who I am. Now the context. I've taken these ideas from the mega prompt just to set the scene. I've also added in my own tone and voice. We'll see how that goes. So I think if you have enough samples of your own writing, so in writing we call that voice, but you might want to also, I think I've done it here, talk about syntax, which is the style of sentences that you write. And we're all different. And then lexis, which is the vocabulary that you're using. So we want to try and get that. I think I've added that down here, put that in here. Yeah, so please write in my humor, haha. Voice, syntax, and lexis as shown in the uploaded attachment. So I've uploaded a book that I wrote, 10 years ago or so. Where if I could put that? Oh, I think I mentioned it here, didn't I? I must have put it back here. Oh yeah, look. Tone and voice. Analyze the uploaded example of one of my books titled Transform Your Writing for IELTS Complete. That's just the name of the file. So I've given it plenty of context. Now, the instruction. You can put this instruction into AI and make it better, improve it, which I haven't done here yet. I'm just going to give it a shot and see how it comes out. Now we'll write the first chapter of this book. So make sure you've got the instruction. Now it knows you're giving it the instruction. Here's what I have to do. This chapter is called The Sushi Train in Your Brain. It clearly explains the idea that the sushi train in the restaurant represents your thinking, and one plate of sushi is one thought, etc., etc. Now, what I did to prepare for this chapter, I've gathered ideas from various writers and thinkers over the years. I can't really reference them. I know who some of them are, Eckhart Tolle being the main one to me. He wrote The Power of Now and A New Earth. So what I've done is I've gone to, let's see if I've gone here, look. So I've actually got this list. I've asked it for influential and popular psychologists and who are discussing self-awareness, consciousness, and thought patterns. So I've got this list. So I've created a list of people I want this chapter to refer to. I think half of them. So I've taken that list and then put that into my new prompt. To write this chapter, please analyze the list of writers below and gather their thought. That should be thoughts on the concept of this book. Each of these figures has contributed significantly. And then this is the summary bit of these writers. Each of these figures has contributed significantly to popular psychology and the broader understanding of self-awareness, mindfulness, and the observation of thought processes. Their combined works offer a range of approaches from scientific and therapeutic to spiritual and philosophical, good, to help individuals gain a greater awareness of their minds and improve their mental well-being. Please add any further concepts. So I've pointed it to that list of people, so it should access what they've said. Please add any further concepts or ideas that these writers introduce. In particular, mention any ideas about identifying with your thoughts. So I'm sort of saying, I think these people have got useful things to say. If they've got other ideas as well, don't discard them, please add them. Now I've got my list of writers, and then it gives them the name, notable works, key contributions. Cool. So that's quite a lot. Now, then I've got the please write in my humour. That's probably a bit repetitive. I think if I put this prompt into AI, it would tell me not to. It would be more coherent than that. So within these prompts, I'm trying to think a lot about coherence and cohesion. So coherence is what you're saying understandable? And in writing, that means a logical sequencing of ideas. Cohesion means a logical connection of ideas. So grammatically speaking, we use conjunctions to do that, coordinating conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions. Then we use transitions to connect ideas. So sorry, conjunctions would be words like and, because, if. Then you've got transitions that don't sit in the same sentence. They connect ideas, could be over different paragraphs, blah, 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 new paragraph, however, da, 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 da. So I'm trying to be mindful of that aspect. And then the idea of what we call reference, TS on the end, and substitution, which is where we refer back to ideas. Da, 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 da. This means that, so this refers to all that. So these ideas of coherence and cohesion are important. They're considerations when you're trying to logically sequence. This is how it is in my mind. I wonder whether, until the AI can plug straight in my brain, it won't really know what I'm thinking. So, and often, as I'm sure you've tried, you're communicating an idea, and what you think you've said and what the other person hears are not quite the same. So I'm trying to minimize poor coherence and poor cohesion. So I'm trying to be structured and logical. And then my final part here is, when you have written this chapter, please ask me if further clarification, expansion, or examples. I even missed a bit there. Are needed. There we go. When you've done that, please ask me if I'm ready to proceed to the next chapter. So at the end of each prompt, you want to really say, don't just tell me what you've told me and give me no options. Ask me if I'm happy or I need more information, then you can go back. So that's quite a long prompt. I've asked it to write a 3,000 word chapter. So a typical book should be 50 to 70,000 in my head, roughly, in this type of subject. So 3,000 words, I've got 17 chapters, 17 times 3 is whatever that is, 51. So we'll see. Let's give it a whirl, shall we? So this is a mega prompt. But you can see the point is to show you how to build a prompt. Well, that's not even. I wonder if I can just double click on it. The prompt's so big I'll just scoot up the page. I always put them in table boxes, and I can usually click on the whole table and get the whole thing. Which I haven't done here. It's okay, let's just get it done. See, that's what I did. Okay, so it's got the whole prompt there. I'm going to use perplexity here. I'll put it in there. Okay, so there's my prompt. That's quite long. I need to attach this book that I wrote. What's it called? Transform Your Right. There we go. So, let's see what it does. I'm asking a lot, by the way. I'm asking a lot. I'll leave the American spelling. I don't think it matters. I usually change it back to British, but 3,000 words. I don't think it's going to do that. Let's see. I've got my Pro turned on. Let's give it a go. Excuse me. Right, and then it shows you here, so finding relevant concepts. Summarize the gathered concepts. Okay. Chapter 1. Yeah, okay. Interesting style. You are not your thoughts. That's right. That's really one of the big messages in here. Because I used to get students coming to me and saying, my English is terrible. Well, who told you that? Breaking bad thought limits. Contribution. Wow. Okay, that's quite a lot, isn't it? Oh, hopefully the sushi train analogy is in here, because that's what it's about. Sushi training your brain. You are not your thoughts. Anyway, I think that's enough for this video, but we might just do one thing actually. Just a thought. If let's have a new file. Just wondering how many words this is. Let's copy that in there. I forget how, I think you can do that in here, word count. So I've asked it for 3,000. Geez, I haven't done this for years. I can't remember where it tells you. Word count. Okay. It's given me 1,361 words. Okay. And there's a few references in here you can see. So I might go back here now and read it and ask it to expand or add any ideas. I wonder if it's got the references. Let's just check a reference. Copy that. See if it's any good. Be here. So, alright, so it's tape that's already out there. Tell you what we might do. We might try this. I might try this in Scholar GPT. Let's try that. Although I think if I put this prompt in there, come on. If I put this prompt in there, I think it tends to turn it into a sort of text box. So I don't know if it reads the prompt. This is one of the squillion questions I have. Come on. Okay, copy. Let's try. There's the thing I did before. Let's ask Scholar GPT. Oh no, it does it. Sweet. Now let's try this in Scholar GPT. Maybe this is going to give me more academic references, which is ideally what I want. Come on, brain. Where am I looking? I'm looking documents. Transform your writing. No writing 4 hours. Okay, so we've looked in Perplexity, which I like. It uses ChatGPT, I think 4.0 in the background. Excuse me. Let's see what Scholar GPT is going to do. The tone of your writing is warm. Thank you. That's not doing what I want, is it? Right. Oh, so it's actually analysing how my analogy would be potentially thought of by he would view your sushi train as a tool for recognising which plates are constructive versus disruptive. Yeah, well, that's true. The idea is in there that if you go into a sushi train and the sushi looks off and old and stinky, you don't want it. Whereas if it's nice and fresh, you do. Fresh meaning constructive. I always say positive, but constructive is a better word, actually. Okay, so it's actually, oh my gosh, sorry, getting caught in the plates. Here I can continue with the rest of the thinkers' contributions. Let me know. So I want it to continue. So I'm just going to copy and paste that. Continue with the rest of da-di-da. Wow, this is very interesting. That's complete. Steering clear of cravings and anxiety. Oh, that's interesting. So I've just quit smoking, so trying the old nicotine gum approach. I'm an absolute nicotine junkie, really. Gives me that focus. Anyway, seeing the train. Oh my lord, gosh. So it's got quite. Wow, this is. Good lord. You are the diner, not the place. You are the observer. The diner. I don't think, in my analogy, you're not the diner, but you can let other people come into your restaurant. And again, the likelihood of that depends on how attractive your sushi is. And what I mean by that is, if you're generally a very positive person and you're emitting good vibes, constructive energy, positive energy, people are attracted to you. And the opposite is true. I always talk to students about how sad it is to see people's lives etched on their faces when you see homeless people. Not just the homeless, obviously, but I find it very sad. So look, Perplexity's given me something pretty cool. GPT Scholar has given me quite a different take, actually. I'm pretty impressed with that, quite blown away. So what would I do here? Well, I'll look at them both and see which one I prefer. I could even put them both into separate PDFs and ask the AI to combine or... So you see how I can use bits of AI to produce mega prompts to then get more information. Then I could take that information, combine it, and then produce a final product or something like that. But certainly there's a ton of ideas and language here. Amazing. Onwards and upwards, hey? Thanks for your time.